you know what I would respect? I mean, really respect. Picture for a minute, let's say Joe Biden comes out one day and he talks to the press. And he says, hey, you know what? We screwed up. We came into the White House with a bunch of economic ideas that we were certain were going to work, and they just flat out did not work. Sometimes that happens, but we've seen the error of our ways, and we're going to veer the ship away from the iceberg now instead of driving full speed into it like we've been doing. My apologies, America. I'm doing my best, and my best will get better. First of all, if he said that, I think, all my hair would fall out and I'd faint. But once I regained consciousness, I think I'd respect the hell out of that. I really would. Now, I'm going to use a word I don't use very often because it's become one of those words mostly used to say stupid things. But here it goes. You ready? Normalize. We need to normalize people being able to take responsibility when they've made mistakes. And when you look at this shit show this economy has become, there is no doubt mistakes have been made. Now, unless, of course, this whole thing is, on purpose. That's what's scary. I've said it over and over again. These folks are trying to crash us. They're trying to crash the economy. And I'll be honest with you guys, I don't, both parties are at fault. But I am sick of being called a Republican because this thing, I don't respect the Republicans that are in office. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you the trend that I'm seeing. And if you open your eyes, remember I said pay attention. Look at the candidates the Republicans are putting out there. Look at the candidates that are winning in certain places that weren't supposed to win. There's a good chance they may lose in November. You know why? Because they got propped up by the rhino establishment, Republicans in name only. These are the candidates that got brought about, and they've been supported with the money that comes from the rhinos. The establishment Republicans that are getting nothing done. They're all part of the big government problem. These are the candidates that they make them look like grassroots. Oh, look, we've got this candidate that's coming along. But then you look at who those candidates are associating with, and damn, they're hanging out with some of the worst of the worst. Everybody from the globalists to the World Economic Forum cronies, all these people. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. We keep trotting them out there. If they're getting a lot of love from the Republican Party and they're seeing success, if you start to look deeper, there's a problem with these candidates. Because the true America First candidates, these folks that truly believe in small government, getting in there and doing something and making this stuff work again in a practical common sense level where the people who get elected actually use their delegated authority to represent the people who put them there. No. Those people aren't getting elected. I'm case in point. I ran for the right reasons. And I was checking into a hotel the other day, and a kid behind the desk, he said, Mr. Prather, he saw my ID, saw my reservation. Mr. Prather, I voted for you in the primary. He says, I hope you run again. I said, well, we'll see. I don't know. I had a very specific conviction in calling and why I ran that first time. We'll just have to see what happens. I don't know, because I don't have political aspirations just to hold office to be holding office. I wanted to represent the people that I felt like were not being represented, and so that's the fight that I'm in. But I don't respect the Republican Party right now. I certainly don't respect the Democratic Party. They've gone so far off the deep end with this wild nonsense and just lack of common sense out there, wanting you to believe these non-realities to be the truth that is creating chaos and destroying people's lives. But the Republicans, these big government Republicans, man, they can kiss my ass because they're not up to any good whatsoever. I mean, my God, did you see how close that quote-unquote assault rifle ban was? You even had 2 Republicans that voted for the ban. I mean, what are we even talking about in this situation? Everything is being drawn by party lines, right? And neither one of the sides are making any good sense that represents truly the people that put them there. It just doesn't do it because it all supports the big government machine that's out there chewing us all up.